Howdy friends, and welcome to The Average J. Well, it took quite a while. I want to say 5 or 6 years, I think almost 6 years, that we had our dehumidifier. And I did a video previously showing when a dehumidifier won't drain, okay? And it just keeps going into the bucket. So I did a video on that. But my mechanical knowledge of the interior workings is not great enough that once it actually broke, I'm not going to go in there. I'm not going to spend the money on parts. I'm not going to solder stuff together. Probably the parts would cost me as much as a new machine. So Michelle and I went out and got ourselves a new dehumidifier. And I'm just going to do a quick unboxing, a quick setup video. And by the time I get this posted, I'll have it probably running for 2 or 3 days. And at the end, I'll let you know how it's doing. I have the Toshiba dehumidifier, and the model number is TDDP 5013 ES2. I know that's a mouthful, but I will put that in the description below. This unit is a 50 pint per day dehumidifier, and it was $199. So I'm just going to kind of get to it, open it up, show you the unit, show you what it takes to put it together. And just reading it, let's see what it says. It says, quick and easy installation. I wouldn't think there be much installation other than plug it in, but we'll see when I read the instructions. It says it's light and mobile, 4-wheel design. So my other one had wheels on it, which does make it nice if you need to move it. But I have to say, the spot that I put it in, I never had a need to move it. It says it's steady dry, it has easy automatic humidity control. It does have a 24-hour timer to program it if you want to only have it on when you're home. But because it's in my basement, this thing will be like my other one. It will probably run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I'm going to get my knife. Let me get the box open, and I'll be right back with you. One of the first things I do want to point out is for this particular brand model, when I opened it up, inside it does have plastic straps holding it in. So from a secure standpoint of shipping, I will say it is very well packaged. I mean, I didn't get inside to the unit yet to make sure there's no damage, but that seems like kind of a nice thing that it doesn't allow the styrofoam to pop up. We got it out of the box, and I mean, it seems pretty well protected with the little styrofoam packing material. And all right, we got the little packing material off of there. Yay. So looking at the unit, it looks very clean, very simple. One thing I did notice kind of right away when I was pulling it out of the box is it does have 2 little indentations, kind of like handles to grab it by, but they're kind of small and they're more towards the front as opposed to being centered. My other one was it was a little larger and it was a little more centered. So I don't know from a balance perspective. Yeah, so when you pick it up, it has a tendency to lean back a little bit. So just bear that in mind when you're picking it up. And there's the power cord. The power cord was attached with like a little strap on the back. It looks like it's mounted on there. So I guess you can leave that on there. And if you ever need to wrap it up again, you can put your cord back in there. The instructions are taped to the unit on the back. And we will make sure that we read through those thoroughly. And on the top, well, let me show you the top. All right, so on the top, you have your filter button, comfort button, continuation button, turbo button, timer button, your humidity level, your power button. It has a defrost and bucket full indicator light on the top. So that is what's on the top. Your bucket is secured by 2 pieces of tape on the side, so make sure that you take that off. Inside of your drain bucket, you do have a couple pieces of tape holding some things. One is the tape holding the handle, so you want to take that off. And there's another part in here. If I can take this off, it's difficult to do with one hand. All right, there we go. And I'll let you know what this is in just a minute. One of the really nice things I like about this unit is that the drain connection is in the back. My drain connection on my old one was in the same compartment as the reservoir. So if you wanted to access the hose, you had to take the reservoir bucket out. But this one is by itself on the back. It does have like a little cover on it that was screwed onto it. I just unscrewed it. That is a super nice design. The other thing I like is that the filter is on the back. And again, there's 2 pieces of tape holding it on, so make sure you take those off. But on the last unit I had, again, you had to remove the bucket to get to the filter. So this unit, as of right now, seems significantly easier to use. Okay, so this little piece that was in the drain bucket, reading the instructions, it just clicks in on the back. You push it in, and this you can use to tie the cord up if you would need long-term storage. But I mean, if you're not storing it, obviously you're going to have the cord out and plugged in. But that's what this little piece is for. Filter removal is super easy on this one. I mean, it's literally just pull it off. Wash it with some soap and water, rinse it, dry it, and then it just goes right back up in and pushes in. I'm doing this with one hand, literally, as I film with the other. So that's all it takes to get that thing back on there. So, yay. So back to the controls, I do just want to say, the filter button, you only hit that every 250 hours. That will tell you that the filter needs to be cleaned. Hitting the filter button just resets that 250 hours. The comfort button will allow the dehumidifier to automatically select the humidity level, the fan speed, and the continuous button. That means it will continuously run and pull dampness out of the air. Turbo, if you put it on turbo, it runs the unit really hard for, like, if it's really humid and you just turned it on. So, but once you reach the desired humidity level, you gotta turn that turbo button off. You'll burn your unit out. The timer is to set, like I said before, if you want to have it on when you're home and off when you're away. But like for me in a basement, it's going to stay on all the time. The humidity level buttons, you can determine what humidity level you want it at, and then the power button just obviously turns the unit on and off. I have attached my drain hose to the back, and again, it's just a short little hose that goes right into my sump. You don't want to have a ton of hose on a dehumidifier. You want the shortest route possible. But when you put this thing in place, you want to have it 8 inches clearance on the left and the right, 16 inches in front for the air intake, and 16 inches clearance above the unit. So just make sure that you read the instructions. If you do buy this unit, that you're going to need 1 foot 4 inches above in front and 8 inches side to side. One other little cool feature about this machine is it does have a little sight glass so you can see how full your bucket is. I don't know if you can see, there's a little red float in there. So that will raise up and you'll be able to see if you're using the bucket how full it is. But hopefully our bucket will never get full because we're using a drain hose. So I have plugged it in. It's the gray cord right here. This is my sump pump, but there's the gray one. And we're going to go ahead and turn this baby on. All right. I do not want continuous. I want to set it at 45. And I'm going to leave the turbo on right now because with my other unit being out of commission for a couple days, it is kind of humid down here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing down. And then once it does, I will turn off the turbo. And you see I was almost at 70% humidity down here right now. I'm at 67, so 67, 68. So I'm going to go ahead and let this run until I get down to the desired humidity level. Then I'm going to turn off the turbo and I will come back tomorrow and give a report on it and finish the video. I did just want to show that we got down to 59 to 60% humidity, so about 8 to 9% in about 15 minutes on the turbo mode. I will say it's not too loud of a unit, but it's also not the quietest unit I've ever heard either. It has been about 15 hours since I hooked this up, and I just checked the bucket and everything is going through the drain hose as it's supposed to. Yay. The bucket is dry as can be, and I kept it on turbo mode, and we went from yesterday's number to 49. It's been fluctuating between 49 48, but you have to understand we're in the beginning of August. It's super humid. Oh, now 50. But I have it set for 45, so hopefully at 45 it does automatically shut off. Let's see if I set it for 50. Oh, I had it set for 40, no wonder. And I'm going to turn the turbo off because, like I said yesterday or earlier in the video, that turbo should just be used to get it down pretty quick, and then you should just run it on normal. So I'm going to turn the turbo off. Oh, it's significantly quieter. So we'll check it again in another hour or so and see where we are. Alright, well, we're at 50, 51. I have it set for 50. I have not had the turbo on for about 5 hours, and it's pretty much maintaining 50, 51, which I have it set at. So in general, I think it's working out. Well, that's it. That's the unboxing and the hookup and the setup and everything for the Toshiba TDDP. I'm looking behind me because the box is over there. TDDP 5013 ES2. In general, I think it seems so far to be a decent unit. I guess as we go through the hot, humid summer, we'll be able to find out. But it is a, huge basement. We're probably talking, I'm going to say 1,600, 1,700 square feet. So, I mean, it's a lot of space that dehumidifier is trying to pull, dampness from. But so far, pros, I'll say, easy setup out of the box. It seemed to get the humidity down pretty quick, and it is draining out of the drain hose very well. Cons, I would say it doesn't shut off right away at the desired humidity level, and the handles seem a little wonky. They're a little far towards the front, and it's kind of off balance. But I don't think that's that bad, because once you set it where you're going to put it, how often are you really going to move it? But anywho, that is my unboxing and review. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe. Have a great day. Bye.